The Water for All partnership is an EU-funded initiative for scientific research and innovation for the water sector. Its goal is to tackle water challenges to face climate change, help to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and boost Europe's competitiveness and growth to achieve a water-smart society. The Pillar D of Water for All, led by Water Europe, intends to demonstrate the efficiency of innovative solutions through the Water-Oriented Living Labs. This is a series of interviews to the frontrunners Water-Oriented Living Labs that will join forces and collaborate in the next phases of the program. Enjoy the series.
Hello, I am Antonia Lorenzo, CEO of BioAzul.
And I'm Rafael Casillas, a project manager of BioAzul as well.
Today we are going to talk about our water-oriented living lab located in the Axarquía region in the south of Spain, in the province of Malaga. Rafael, what do you think about the innovative technologies, methodologies and practices implemented in the water-oriented living lab?
Okay, thanks for the question. First of all, I would like to put things a little bit in context. The Axarquía region, it's a small region in southern Spain which suffers a lot water scarcity, and at the same time, agriculture is the main economic driver. So it's like the perfect storm, and this is really a pressing need for finding alternative water resources for them. And we in BioAzul, we have an extensive portfolio of research and innovation in water reuse and in finding reclaimed water and other alternative resources. So we started in Axarquía working in the Rich Water project, where we demonstrated an innovative membrane bioreactor. And by that time, we started in 2016, and by that time there was a lot of concern about the potential pollution of the water. Farmers and other stakeholders were not trusting in the quality of the water. So we work a lot doing agronomic studies. We also perform environmental technology verification of rich water technology. All of this work created a lot of attention and interest in the region. So a living lab was really spontaneously created because of this interest and the solid network that was created in the Axarquía region to exchange information and to set a dialogue with the stakeholders for us to learn how to implement and how to develop strategies in the region. So after that, our experimental site was hosting different research projects that gathered in the same place. To put some examples, we are now coordinating the Bonex project to develop tools for nutrient management with reclaimed water. There are other projects like P2Green, working with soil sensors in more automated irrigation systems. We have an operational group working with alternative crops to the conventional subtropical crops in Axarquía, alternative crops like dragon fruit or passion fruit, which are more resilient to water. So the test site has been a sort of test bed to demonstrate different solutions. So I think we are creating a solid and positive impact. Maybe, Antonia, you can tell a little bit more about this positive impacts in the region.
Yeah, okay. So I think the impact has been made in several levels, let's say environmental, economic and social level. Starting for the environmental one, I would say that we are helping to use the water in a more efficient way, and by treating reclaiming the treated water, we are giving a second life to the water, and we are avoiding also, based on that, several environmental problems. For example, pollution of coastal ecosystem, for example, because the water otherwise would be discharged to the sea, and also reducing pressure on, let's say, conventional water sources like aquifer or surface water. Also, by reclaiming the water, we are increasing the treatment. Let's say we are trying to achieve higher standards of water quality. And you were talking already about nutrient management. So if we think about nutrients, we are also helping, let's say, or having an impact in the environment, because we are taking into consideration the nutrients which are in the reclaimed water, and showing how the fertilization plants could change if the farmers know and the advisors know which are the nutrients they are. So we are decreasing the risk of pollution, for example, by nitrogen, diffuse pollution of water resources. We are also helping by knowing the nutrients to save money. So it's also an economic impact. We decrease the amount, or we try to, let's say, we are supporting farmers to decrease the amount of chemical fertilizers they are using. And this means less cost, but also means less CO2 emissions based on fertilizers manufacturing and transport, and this overall support the decarbonization of the economy. I would say at social level, it is not easy. There was really a lot of mistrust and reluctancy to use reclaimed water in the region. I think in many regions it's the same. So we, by the evidence we are creating in the different projects, we are showing the benefits of using reclaimed water, which is also supported by this water scarcity and period of drought, which are very long. Working in this open innovation approach in a transparent way, with many workshops with the different actors of the value chain. So we are including all of them, and this is helping us to build this trust that is needed to really transform the whole thing and make the, let's say, agri-food system more sustainable by using reclaimed water. So the Living Lab is really like helping us to do this, and also building capacity for the farmers on the reuse of reclaimed water. But I mean, this is a long journey, you know, it has been a long journey. It's still, and we have learned very important lessons, right, Rafael?
Yeah, many important lessons in this process. I would say that the main lesson is that innovation, it's not only about delivering the perfect technological solution. I think it's also very important to have a dialogue with the end users and to understand which are their needs, to understand and to ask them. So probably the main challenge here is to create these communication channels with the different stakeholders. And I would say that this was part of our success in the Living Lab of Axarquía, because first of all, we were building this Living Lab on an existing problem and demand of the stakeholders, especially of farmers, and we were very, very active with communication and dissemination. Our experimental site was really an open field where that everyone could visit. We organized many field visits, workshops, training activities, creating a network which was very active and interact a lot with us and with the other actors. So there was a very vibrant and active exchange of knowledge and innovation. I think this was very, very important, and all this experience also helped us to envisage the future, how our Living Lab may evolve, and also how this experience could be replicated in the future. So, Antonia, what do you think about this future?
Okay, so our vision is to continue. I mean, to really continue something that we started like 10 years ago, more or less. So we want to consolidate this, expand it in terms of the community, for example. So include new actors that were involved somehow, but I mean, we want to really like having them on board full, like investors, startup, training institutions, apart from all these actors that were working with us, public administrations, farmer, irrigation communities, research centers, universities, etc. So really like setting activities that make the participation in the Living Lab attractive for these actors, like training program, test beds for emerging technologies, advisory support. And this would also give us, like, let's say, financial sustainability. We don't have to rely always on funded projects by different programs, public programs in Spain and also at the European level, but also having this financial sustainability and stability. We also think that the lesson learned, the work we have done, can be replicated in other regions. So we are also here, let's say, open to support and guide new actors to build other living labs in Mediterranean regions which are suffering from the same conditions, climate conditions, as we are suffering here. So to finalize, I have a kind of piece of advice here for those that are thinking about starting a new water-oriented living lab. Bottom-up approach is key. So start from the real needs of the territory and try to address them, and involve all the actors from the value chain, local actors, territorial actors, from the very beginning to understand their demands and design the whole thing together. Focus on this open innovation approach. Co-creation services is not just a demonstration site, it's more than that. Not only technical issues should be tackled, but also social, environmental, from the region. Don't forget about sustainability and resilience. And design a value proposition that can really, let's say, make the Living Lab running for a long time. Thank you.
Good. Hope this is useful for everybody.